Got it down.
All right, so here we are. He gets to talking. You gotta let him go. You can't help it with the guy. What are you gonna do?
So tonight we're going to talk a little bit about deer drives. So everybody knows this is kind of what we're going to start doing. We're going to do our best to try to have all the BSO members together in a room. So Chris and I decided to set up today. Completely failed already. Didn't charge the iPad. Here. We are here. So it wasn't a total failure.
No.
Didn't charge the iPad. It's not near close enough to us because we don't have a long enough cord. We even went and bought a cord. We do have the cool buck set up between us, which is nice. And another cool part is when we have a special guest on like we do tonight, it makes it we can still bring them on stage and still make them part of the event. So with us tonight is Jacob Creeks Outdoor. And why I say it like that is I am not pronouncing his last name. I'm not even going there. I'm going to let him do it and let him just kind of introduce who he is real quick, and then we'll go into deer drives.
Yeah. Okay. I'm John. I run the Jacobs Creek Outdoors pages on Facebook, Instagram, and we do have a YouTube page, but there's not as much content on there as there is on the other two. Let's see. I grew up mainly small game hunting. That's what we did. And I didn't really get into deer hunting until I was in my 20s, but if it's hunting, it's fishing, it's trapping. That's what I want to be doing. That's what I enjoy spending my time doing. So
God's earth, man. I always say it's nothing better than being out in God's earth and enjoying it. I always say that.
Oh, so your name is John.
Yes, my name is John.
Where did Jacob come from?
Well, it's Jacobs Creek, not Jacob.
Oh, I'm smelling what the Rock is cooking now.
Dude,
listen.
When we get off camera, I'm slapping you.
Yeah, I like a good mushroom standpoint.
So
this is why I drink.
That's his middle name, Creek.
I'm going to punch you right in the uterus. Chubby Buck says, "Hey."
So, hey, what's up, guys? So we put on, and John. So everybody knows you're from Pennsylvania, same as us. You are you're from Western PA, correct?
Yes, Southwestern PA.
Okay, so we have a lot of topics on deer drives. We've had a lot of controversy on deer drives, so we figured tonight would be a great night to bring up deer drives. Here in Pennsylvania, we've had two incidents.
Yep.
2 incidents of death. One I can recall fast off the top of my head is there was a 24-year-old Amish kid shot in the hip. They declared it an accident. And it seemed like once M2 accidents started to happen, there was a lot of controversy. So before I go into Facebook comments and all those things, what are you two, Chris and Jacob here? John, sorry. See what Chris did to me? Give your input on what you think of a deer drive. And then I'm going to read off. Somebody's comments are pretty good on Facebook.
Yeah, I know I put 2 posts up about doing deer drives, and some of the comments got way out of hand. And it actually kind of caught me off guard. You know what I mean? For something that, how do I say this? We drive bear in Pennsylvania all the time. You get bigger guys together and go after them. You're essentially driving game when you're small game hunting without a dog. You're the dog. And for the way that comments blew up, just blew my mind.
Yeah, I think it's pretty insane. So how do you feel about a deer drive? Let's stay in the subject of deer, because I think bear's a little different. But I am going to bring up bear at the end because I have my own input on bear drives. Okay. So what's your thoughts on a deer drive? First, what do you consider a deer drive? And then do you think they should be good? Or do you see positive or negatives?
My aspect of a deer drive can be anything from, 6 guys hunting together and 2 of those guys saying, hey, we didn't see anything. We're going to come your way and just kind of still hunt to you guys. And then we're going to get game plan together and figure out what we're doing. To, 3 guys, 1 guy says, hey, it's time. I got to start moving. I'm going to come towards you. So in my mind, that's what a deer drive is.
So yours isn't in numbers. You're not using numbers. You're using situational,
Yeah.
the option to push a deer to a buddy or get up and move and
If you
just
were
kind of move
moving
deer
anyway.
around, right?
Yeah. Yes. That
Okay.
is my definition of a deer drive.
Now, do you see more positives or negatives in your own aspect?
Generally more positives, because you can have a real slow morning, and as soon as somebody gets up and starts moving around a little bit, you'll start seeing animals. You'll start seeing deer.
Okay. Yeah, that makes. I think that's a good answer. Give me yours, because I know how you feel about deer drives. So wait to hear this. I hope you're ready, John.
No.
This guy here, you better be
I'm
prepared.
not a fan.
His shirt's going to be as red as his pants when we're done.
Why?
In anger. He hates deer drives.
I do. I don't care for them at all. Only because you might be a responsible hunter.
Uh-huh.
I can't say that for everybody that's doing this.
Okay.
Mainly because I've had bullets hit the side of my tree right next to my head.
Okay.
Not only that, my thing with it is, if I spent the time to scout this whole thing, I know where these things are supposed to be. And then it's no different than if a hiker comes up through and walks right through where I'm going. I've had people that are doing a drive stop and talk to me. I'm like, fella, I'm not here for you.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. I don't care for them because not everybody's responsible. Some people do use it. Screw it, illegally. They do a lot of illegal things on it. And we can say the Amish take bear out of season. We've seen them do it. So no, I'm not a fan. We'll leave it at that, and we'll keep going.
No, dude, and this is why we have this conversation, because everybody feels different, right? This is where we're at, and
everybody has a different opinion on what a deer drive is. Like, were you expecting me to say, "Hey, we're just going to get up and start coming to you"? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing.
You probably thought I was going to say, "Oh, we're going to get 10 guys and have at it." And that's
what a lot of people think it is.
No, 100%.
I think deer drive for me, when it comes down to it, is more. Do I think it has positives? 100%. Do I think that everybody can benefit from a deer drive? 100%.
Uh-huh.
Mine is, I believe there's a lot of ignorance in a deer drive. And in the case of there's Chris sitting, and we just push right through where Chris is sitting. I think there's a lot of safety concerns. One thing I noticed, and listen, I've been part of deer drives. The deer go breaking out or running through, and we're shooting, right? That's what we do. People shoot. And, you're not always noticing. So you got 10 deer running, say, left, and there's a stander to your left that you may not see. It's in thick brush, but he might only be 100 yards from you. You didn't see him. Mm-hmm. So I think safety is always a concern in it. But I also think if you're the smart hunter, right? So I teach my son this. I tell my son, at the end of the day, if you don't shoot a rabbit, a deer, a pheasant, or whatever it be, that's fine. You can pass that. It's better to let the animal fly by you and come back another day and try again than it is to hurt or kill somebody else.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And excitement takes over, right? We all have done it. There's a lot of comments popping up.
We did a bunch of drives where it was just 4 guys, 2 walking, 2 sitting.
So we did a bunch of drives where it was 2 walking, 2. See, those drives are my type of drives.
Okay.
So John, in your case where you're saying 6 and 2 or 2 and 4, that's my type of drive. I like a nice silent drive, no yelling, no pushing off a whole mountain.
One thing we will do is if the 2 guys driving kind of close to each other, we will whistle to each other. But that's more to keep us on line with each other.
It's a safety scenario, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So I guess for me, I think everybody has their own in it, but I read somebody's comment. Oh, I lost it.
Long time ago.
So some of the comments on Facebook, and I'm going to let you 2 comment to them. I'm just going to read them out. So, please.
So you want to pussy out and not say anything is what you're getting.
Yeah, I'm going to let you 2 run this. All right. So,
wait, I got a question first.
Sure.
So you don't like deer drives. Are you primarily hunting public or private property?
Yes, public. Now I think on private, it's more controllable.
Okay.
Right. because we know, like if you and I and Goofy here were out on a private land, and I set you up at spot A, and we push to you, that's a different thing to me, because we know exactly where everybody is. But if you're out on public pushing, and like he said, people are just shooting, you don't know where I am, you don't know where somebody else is, and that's how we had these 2 fatalities, is people didn't know.
I love that you brought that up. I really do, because my first comment. Now listen, my first comment says, are you both ready?
Okay.
Justin Feldy commented and said, should only be legal on private property, not public. It ruins most people's hunts on public land. Okay, now listen before you comment, because these guys blew him up. So it says, yeah, because no one has ever shot a deer that pushed them away from a drive. And then Justin commented back and said, I'm not saying they haven't. I have numerous times, but when you get 35 people pushing out 2 miles, both sides of the mountain, it's rather annoying. Best to just give up and go home.
Here's my reply to that. Wouldn't 35 guys be illegal in the state of Pennsylvania?
So on that, I'm glad you brought that up. So on that, and I did not know this until we Googled it tonight and, checked, because I wanted to make sure we had facts. So technically, to drive on public land is 10 people. 10 people.
10? I thought it was 5.
It's 10 people. And to drive on private land is 25 people. So
I was always under the impression it was 25. But
so right now it's 25 around the clock. Right now. The old rule, and let me find that for you, because Harold Dobb, I believe, is part of the Game Commission. So let me read you his comment. He says, bring back required rosters. At least give permission. If we're going to give law enforcement a chance to know where many people are in a group. Public land drives reduce maximum groups to size 10, and private land maintain 25 max. I find it very ironic that an agency reluctant to allow semi-automatic rifles with a mag limit of 5 continues to ignore the safety exposure. 2 fatalities this year, both within a group that was driving. It's only a matter of time until a non-participant who happened to be already hunting in the area is hit by a bullet. So
I almost was.
Right. So there's, now there is. So right now the rule is 25. You are now. They want to propose 10 to 25.
I'm good with that.
Says there's still required rosters.
So Game Commission is you are legally supposed to have a roster. 25 guys, name, back tag, group name, what all was on it? Group name, location. One's supposed to be, I believe, in your vehicle. One's supposed to be at the camp, if it's a camp drive. But there was a whole lot. I mean, a whole lot. I could read all these comments and just keep going, because there was so many positive and negative. So I believe percentage was 50% or 40% said it's a great way of hunting, and like 25% said it should be illegal. And then there was a couple others in there, but those were the two big ones. I mean, do you really see it? I guess the reality is what's your main concern? Give me your absolute positive and give me your absolute negative. That would be really where to go with this.
Absolute positive, absolute negative.
Yep.
Of deer drives. Dude, I put him on a spot.
That's another question I was expecting. For me, it's not an absolute positive, absolute negative. So it's okay. I haven't seen anything. I know exactly where a couple of my buddies are sitting. So we're going to make my way to them. We'll get a game plan together and see where we end up.
So if you had to find a negative in it on the side, now you drive, you do the silent drives and the small pushes. What would be your negative in it?
I guess you could say the negative would be, encountering another hunter that you didn't know was in the area. But, you gotta be ethical. Like if you run into somebody on public land, you go the other way. You can't just go marching past it because you're going that way.
But that's
A
what.
little bit of common sense goes a long way.
Yeah, that's a good one there.
Yeah.
A little bit of common sense because, like I said, I think it's for me. I think there's a lot of ignorance in it. So I'm going to go into this, and you guys are probably going to hate me for this, but
Skip says his opinion of deer drives is the same as Palomino's.
so he hates them.
I will take your word for it.
So we're talking about deer drives. So I'm going to throw this right in there right now from the beginning. I understand that in Pennsylvania, the best way to kill a bear is to kill a bear in a drive. Because if you move the bear around, get a bunch of guys in the mountain, that seems to be the way that happens around here. And it seems to be very successful for the bear hunter. Now, what about the guys who are deer hunting 6 days later? Do you feel that has any effect?
That's actually a good question. We always kind of wondered that about how having guys out bear hunting the weekend before affects what happens on opening day. You know, I know where I hunt, it doesn't seem like it affects them too much because you've had that whole week pretty much for the woods to settle down. But, you know, in different areas, who knows? And the other side of that is it depends on the deer too. Different deer have different personalities, and everybody's probably going to laugh at me saying that, but you know, we've all seen the deer that they're 20 feet away from you and they care less you're standing there.
Yep.
And then the next deer's like blowing, stomping, throwing a holy fit.
See, I feel like driving for bear, although I do understand why they do it, and I do think it's better. It does give somebody a better chance of bear hunting, because how often do you really see a bear, right? And they say, oh, well, the deer circle back and come back, and the deer will always come back to here, which is all true. But if I was a buck laying in the brush, and you know, a buck stays within its 80-yard circle, they're not leaving if they don't have to. If they have food, water, and bed, they ain't going nowhere. That's where they're staying, unless rut comes. And if the does come there, they're not leaving much farther than that either, right?
Yeah,
so you go through that 80-yard circle and push that buck out of there, you may have just changed that buck's bedding area. So now the guy that's been watching that buck all season on a trail camera, scouting him out, has him ready for the first day of rifle, whatever you want to say. Now, for me, I hope I have mine killed in the archery, right? I mean, that's every man that bow hunts hopes that. But I feel like it's kind of shitty for the guy who did all that, and now you pushed them all out of there. What do you think?
First off, Chubby Buck says positive, deer gets moved. Negative, you screw everyone around you on public land.
Yeah, I agree. That's definitely a positive and negative that I see in it.
There's a bunch here.
Nope.
Barnes says, I talked to a guy who drives the mountain where I sent you to hunt a few years ago. He was in the Lenig crew. Drive that entire mountain for years. Said they would wait and drive the mountain 48 hours later, and the deer were always back there within 48 hours. So here's my thing. Now, we don't have to worry about it with turkey hunting, right? Because turkey and deer don't overlap.
Right.
Right?
Well, and you don't really drive turkeys.
No, that's not my issue. What if somebody's out small game hunting and they walk under your deer stand? How upset are you? Now, that's a question. How upset are you? Are you happy that they walked through and maybe moved something, or are you pissed that somebody just walked through?
Well, in the bow season?
Yeah.
In like archery season? That's what you're questioning?
Yep.
Honestly, if I run into another guy in that circumstance, I'm glad he just walked through, because if I haven't seen anything and he pushed a deer my way, great. And the other side of that, it's public land. He paid to use it the same way I did. We all own it.
That's a good way to look at it.
With how everybody uses it, but it's there for us to use.
I always say we don't have to agree. We just have to be respectful enough for each other to have their own opinion, right? Yes. That's really how it is at the end of the day. I agree with you on that. I do, though. And so on that, I mean, let me ask you this: and then Chris, I'm going to reverse the question at you. If you're hunting there in archery season, knowing that people small game hunt there, are you not already knowing that's probably going to happen?
The places I hunt during archery season, very, very rarely will I run into a small game hunter. It's not the same type of habitat. Let me put it that way. There's not open fields. There's not, it's a lot of timber and stuff like that.
And they canceled the small game during rifle, right?
Yeah, there's no small game during rifle.
No. Yeah.
No, they
And most people aren't doing a deer drive during archery season.
no. However, there are guys that do it.
That's why I said most.
There are guys that do it. There really are guys that will drive deer for things. See, I don't know how you guys were always taught, but for me, I was always taught driving a deer for deer drives isn't driving a mountainside. I was always taught that the deer drives are. I was always taught by my dad, and my uncle. We did small pushes.
Yeah.
We might have did six tops, absolute tops, 8 guys.
Uh-huh.
4 sitters, 4. And honestly, I don't know if we ever did that many on a reality level unless something really, happened.
The ones we did this year, we had 4 guys, 6 guys. At one point, I think we were up to 7 and then back down to 6, like 2 hours later. There wasn't, I'm not talking about doing this with a big group of guys. It's, small groups and small pushes too. Maybe 600 yards. Not even, I'm not pushing a whole mountainside. I'm good. I don't want to walk that far. Mainly because I've already walked a mile plus in.
Yeah, I think the other thing in it is, and I'm, we talk about safety and injuries, but I think in reality, so in Pennsylvania this year, there was 2 casualties.
Yeah.
So on deer drives, if you really take numbers and you throw it both ways, right? I'm one of them guys who I'll weigh out every option. 2 out of how many zillion, probably 30,000 licenses, 50,000 licenses, or really isn't so bad compared to what it could be. However, I think any number is too much.
Now, again, we don't know if it was quote unquote operator error that they got shot, or if they were part of the drive, so they should have known where they were.
Yeah, both of them, in both cases, they were shooting at the deer and hit a stander or driver.
Yeah, you got to use a little bit of common sense and can't just be winging shots all willy-nilly, like, that's just stupid and irresponsible.
Yep. Drivers can't have guns. There you go. If you're a driver pushing, you cannot have a gun.
See,
that would have solved that.
I always carry my pistol. You can't shoot more than about 60 yards with the pistol.
You can't shoot if you're pushing.
So, well, there's a lot of fixes you can make to this. I mean, reality, right? I mean,
yeah.
You could minimize your guys, like Harold Dobbs said. You can go to 10 guys on public, which that'll really cut it back.
Still doesn't help with idiocy, but
no, well, I don't think so. Common sense isn't something you could teach. If we could teach common sense, wouldn't there be a college all over? We'd have a college in every county, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's not something you teach. You got to hope that someone picked it up and learned it through their parents, or I always tell my kids, if common sense, they'd all be in trouble.
I'll throw something else into the mix. So something we were doing this year, we all have saddles. So running light, you can get in, get up on a tree. That makes a difference too. Just getting 10 feet up, 12 feet up, whatever it is, you have a little bit more visibility. You're not on the ground.
So you rifle hunted from your saddle?
Yes.
See, I rifle hunt from a tree stand. I hardly ever sit on the ground. So, for me, I don't worry too much because I have a big heated hut.
Yeah.
I'm kind of spoiled in that sense. So,
but I like hunting on the ground. You know what I mean?
Well, and you do. And I think in a case for a guy like you who hunts in the ground, I think that's where people got to have a little more common sense. I mean, not trying to be smart, but you and I are little guys.
Right.
We're not wearing a size small orange piece of material. I mean, we got to stand out. You know what I mean? I mean, so I would hope that I think a lot of it comes to excitement. I don't know about you guys, but I think, dude, listen, if I just see a doe while I'm sitting with a bow, I'm excited.
Right.
So if you're walking 2 miles and deer take off in somebody's head, Okay. They got to be like, well, frick, I just pushed 2 miles. I'm not letting that deer get by. However, I don't think safety can override that. I don't think that common sense can, in my opinion.
But that's why the pushers should not have a gun.
I do think that would be a good fix.
You're not, as a pusher, you're there to make sure that the standers get a shot.
Mm-hmm.
And you shouldn't need
I
one.
think you should go to game commission and make a fuss and fight that. I do. I think you should.
I'm not trying to
No.
Again, I understand completely that. I'm saying it from a point of, I was almost shot. I had a bullet hit the side of right next to my head.
Okay.
I'm perfectly willing to accept that I am a bit on the quote unquote biased side for that. But I still think in order
Are we still talking about hunting?
well, there is that.
Okay.
But I still think that in order to, help with safety, I'm not saying take guns away. I'm saying if you're pushing, you
Don't shoot.
Exactly. It's as simple as that.
See, and I think there's instances where you can shoot. I think it's
You have to
hard
know
because
where
common
everybody's at.
sense has to win.
What's that, bud?
You have to know where everybody's at. Like, if you can pull up your on X and guys at this point, a guy's at this point, a guy's over here, and if you're driving and them deer go a direction that you're good to go, absolutely take a shot. But the other side of that is the goal of a drive is not to blow the deer past the posters at 110 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah. Amen to that.
That is not, what's that do? That is counterproductive at that point. Your audio's out. Guys, I can't hear you. Hey, Ben, I can't hear you guys at all. There you go. You're back.
Are we back? Is yours working?
No, mine's not. Mine's dead.
Give us a second. How about now?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right, good.
That'll work. We'll take it.
Yeah, these things must have.
I don't know if they died or what. I charged them.
Okay, so I saw a whole bunch of this, and where
Oh,
are you going with that, please?
okay. Remember how you said when we know where the 3 people are, right?
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly cool with that, especially if you're on private.
Mhm.
But when you're on public, we can't know where everybody else is in there. And when the deer are running, if the pusher takes the shot, they're not taking a carefully aimed shot like they were in a tree stand. They're taking that quick, fast reactionary shot where it's put it up, bang, pop it. So they don't have the time to see properly like you're supposed to, know where your shots are on if they're the pusher, because they got to hit it quick. Just like in high school. So that's why I think the pushers should not be allowed to shoot.
And now you feel strong about that.
Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt.
I mean, John, I don't know how you feel, but I guess at the end of the day, the reality of it is the goal is to push to the standards. I mean, that is the goal.
Yes, but if a deer's going 110 miles an hour, you're going to wing a shot at it and think.
Oh, some do. Some do.
I'm just saying that's not how I was taught.
Yeah, I think truthfully, I think that happens in most driving situations. I know a guy who always says to me, well, I shot at him just to keep him in the drive.
Mm-hmm.
Well, dude, that's okay, but that's not okay.
Yeah, no, that's not okay at all.
I get what you're saying, but it's not okay. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Basically, you're just shooting to shoot, so the deer are scared and run back in. But I mean, I think most people forget that a rifle, again, my opinion, but that a rifle can shoot miles.
Mm-hmm.
Your bullet travels miles. So if you shoot 200 yards, and in that 200 yards you have a little circle, and that bullet can travel through, and someone's sitting in there, but you can get them.
Yep. And again, I'm not trying to be rude or I'm not trying to be a dick when I'm saying any of this. I'm just saying the way I see it from somebody who was almost shot.
And what you're saying, I understand. You're saying if only the standers have a gun. But now let me ask you this: so can't the stander do the same thing to the driver?
No.
Why not?
Well, I mean, if somebody is running right behind the deer, yes. But chances are that deer is going to be there well before the stander is. You and I both know that thing's already up and running.
But there's still a percentage that deer could be within 100 yards of that.
Sure. Then the option is to cancel all.
Well, that's I guess.
Okay.
I guess the option.
So that's why I'm working here in the middle with pushers do not get guns.
But I think that's what will happen if that was brought up. John, what do you think?
I honestly don't know if it'll ever be brought up. I'll be curious to see if it is, but I just think it's one of those things that guys do. You know what I mean? And like, obviously everybody has their own way of doing deer drives, but it seems like you're either for it or you're against it. There's no middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just one of those things. Doing small pushes, I don't see a problem with. But if you're going to try to like drive off a whole mountainside, hey, that's going to be your entire day.
Yep.
And that's no fun. Like that, to me, that falls into the common sense. Why would you purposely do 1.5 mile long drive? Like that's
I've seen
stupid. No, I'm not saying people don't do it, but
yep.
One of the comments on Facebook that I didn't read that is bearing on my mind. So I want your guys' opinions on this comment. Is
I quit.
Don't quit. It said,
"Oh, we're into it now."
It said, how was it worded exactly? You should see where they hunt at my mountain, because they even take the youngins in and they kill every deer known to man, and the youngins just tag all the young buck, and there's probably 35 guys. So my question to that is, how often do you think in these deer drives they're shooting a legal buck?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the next question would be, how often do you think they're really following the laws to 25 guys?
Go ahead, bud. I'll let you go first.
I can't speak for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm saying, what do you really think? You know the human race, right? I mean, let's be honest. We know.
I probably don't. How hard is it to get a group of guys to go hunting on a Saturday? So first of all, you might get 5 or 6 guys.
Dude, around here,
I don't think you're getting the 25 guys.
Around here, rosters are full.
Okay, well that's very, very different from where I hunt at then, and where I'm at. We don't. The closest camps here are up towards Somerset, I think.
Okay, so you're out there.
Yeah, you're moving like 2C area that way. But we don't have camps. I don't go to a camp. I leave my house and drive 40 minutes and I can hunt. And I would venture to guess the camp dynamic with the drives is also very, very different, because it's maybe a part of camp tradition or.
Mm-hmm.
So with the new restrictions, John, and I just want you to honest this on an honest opinion, not even knowledge of knowing the answer.
Okay.
How many? Now, just reading Facebook comments, nothing else. Reading comments on somebody's posts and see what people's reactions to things. How many people do you think are shooting more than their allotted amount, and other people are tagging or shooting with this new regulations in PA, shooting a 3 on one side, no more spike buck? How many times do you think that's really happening? Do you think that's happening a lot?
I'm sure it is. I've never seen it,
Mm-hmm.
but here where I'm at, we have to have 3 up.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you guys are just 3 on one side, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I have no doubt someone in there is wishing that 4th point's there. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, because when you're driving, I mean, the one thing with driving, especially buck,
Mhm.
we can even use doe. When you're driving, I mean, if it's a spike buck, you're not going to see a running deer, 80 yards on a run.
Yeah.
You're not going to see it has these little horns, right? And you're not going to see a buck. Now, a buck like this. Now, look at this buck. Here's an 8-point, right? I'll put this here.
Mhm.
Here's an 8-point with 3 broken tines. It's a 5-pointer.
Mm-hmm.
And any given day, that would have been a beautiful 8-pointer. It's a 5-pointer. 2 on one side. Because 2 are broken off. So, who?
Technically, it's not legal.
That one is.
I mean, if it would only have the 2.
But if this side would have matched that
Exactly,
side,
that's
it
what
would
I'm
have been
saying. That's what I'm
legal,
getting at.
even though it was a beautiful 8.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at.
So I mean, it's hard when that's the one thing I've always my negative. So
well, I think that goes back to verifying your target
There you go.
and what's behind it. You
There
know
you
what I
go.
mean? If you're not sure of that, don't pull that trigger.
Yep.
You should, at this point, or in your hunting career, that should be drilled into your head from day one.
Yep. Yeah, pushers, if you're going to push, they should be the more experienced ones so they would know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as you said, that stander, they're going to have more time to look at it. Right, it's still probably going to be cruising through a bit. But they're going to have more time to stop and look at it or watch it come in as opposed to a pusher in the middle of the brush, probably in the thick lichen or ferns or whatever, and they're taking that quick bang reaction shot. That's how I think a lot of the illegal ones get taken, is the reaction shots.
Uh-huh.
It's not I don't think it's the stander doing it.
So you think it's that, or you think it's the brown is down mentality?
I'm sure people have it.
I'm sure part of it's that brown and down mentality. That's
How many
been
times
a
have you heard
very
somebody
big
say brown is down
mentality in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I remember hearing that when I was 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, even as a kid, I remember hearing people say, if it's brown, it's down, it's rifle season.
Yeah.
Which I got nervous about since that's my last name, you know.
I only shot at you twice.
Twice, yeah.
But, reality, I think for me, I think it's more the brown is down mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where a lot of the accidents happen. I think that's where a lot of this. They're not doing, as you say, John, identifying your target.
And I'll throw another bone into this. So by the time rifle season rolls around, I've already spent every weekend in the woods since October, or the beginning of October. It's rifle season for me is having friends and family out that don't hunt as much, but they still practice with their weapons. How many of these guys are just pulling the rifle out of the closet the weekend before?
Yep.
Sending a couple rounds down range, make sure they're zeroed, if that, or, and it's really
this guy, dude, I hate guns. I can care less about them. Now, I own a lot of gun cabinets full, but I could care less. I'm not a big gun guy. I would much rather shoot my bow, my crossbow, my compound bow. I just feel it's so much more of a sport. That's a different topic. Nothing's better than getting a deer close.
So let me ask you this question then. Did you ever delve into any of the flintlock hunting or think about it on the line?
Yeah, I flintlock hunted.
I had to edit.
You want to know how many times I flintlock hunted?
How many?
Once, and I sold it.
Oh, okay.
There's no fun in that for me. That piece of crap, I will throw down, run over, jump on. I never want to flintlock hunt again. You're my hero. Anybody that's watching this video, if you flintlock hunt, you're my hero, because the one I have had a 4-second delay, and it never wanted to go off. Brand new out of the box. I hated the thing.
I find the same challenge in flintlock hunting that I find in archery hunting.
Yeah.
Get close, and you still have to do everything right.
Mm-hmm. I have zero patience, my friend, for that flintlock. I remember almost wrapping that around a tree. The best was I had these doe come in at 40 yards. 40 yards with a flintlock. Easy practice shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you think. Until it goes, nothing happens. Pull it back, dump some extra powder in. Nothing happens. You're like, are you kidding me right now? Put it down, brush it all out, fill it full, and all the deer are gone by then.
Mm-hmm. Is that the one where I had to edit out all the curses?
That's the one where you edited out the F word about 422 times. And this piece of, I won't even go into it. Let's just know it was a very bad video. If you look, I only put the video up to show people what I thought of flintlock hunting and how the horrible experience I had with it. I was so mad.
Now, if you deer drive with a flintlock, I'm all for you.
Well, if you deer drive with a flintlock, you're and you know what? They do a lot of that around here too. They really do. And there's flintlocks out there that don't have a big delay and have a lot less issues. I just didn't have one. I bought a brand new Traditions, and I hate it. Traditions, if you're listening, I hate your gun. I absolutely hate it. If you want to send me a real one for free that may not have a 42-second delay and actually goes off when I need it to, then maybe I'll promote your gun a little better. As of now, I hate them.
Well, I'm still pretty new to flintlock hunting. I bought one a couple years ago and I've only dabbled in it, but I enjoy being out in the late season with it. So,
dude, I can't even give a good thing to him. I hate him. I can only say whoever has the patience is my hero.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of why I akin it to archery hunting, because you have to have a lot of the same patience.
I'm okay with patience to wait, patience to do it. If I fail on me, I'm good. If my weapon fails, I got a problem with that.
But that might also come down to, like you said, you didn't take it out often and often and often.
Yeah.
To learn it.
You sit over there and you keep the flintlock to yourself.
I'll flintlock
well, the other side of that, and so we're talking about guys sighting their rifles. I had a conversation with a buddy of mine, and you hear all these shots during rifle season.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Yeah, they're pizza box shooters." I said, "What?" He goes, "Yeah, if they can hit the pizza box when they're zero in their rifle, they're calling it good."
Yeah. Listen, I shouldn't laugh at that, but my dad was like that for years. As I grew up as a kid, if he could hit a paper plate, he'd go, "I hit a deer," and I'd be like, "Oh God." I'm here at my house going through 2 boxes of shells because I'm not happy. I'm not breaking a bullseye every.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, hit the paper plate, brother. We're good." I'm like, "Oh." Those are the deer you're finding with 3 legs later in the season. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. That's when I sight my guns in. I'll take a 3-inch piece of 3-inch PVC pipe, draw a circle, and darken the lines. If I can get 3 rounds anywhere in 3 inches, I'm good with that. Yeah. I'm not a sniper. I'm not, anything special. I'm shooting minute of deer, not minute of angle.
Yep.
Yeah. I put 100 at 100 yards. I put up one of them orange dots. They're about 1.5 inches round. We use
the sticker. Yeah.
If I can blow that sticker off the target, I'm happy.
Yeah.
My boy can do it unless he hits a live animal in front of him.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Then he might as well forget it. I think we went through 2 boxes of shells.
Easy.
Hey, just wait, bud. Just wait. It'll walk out to 50 yards. Be the easiest shot you ever had. Boom! Boom! Oh my God!
But it is that time.
Is it that time?
It is that time.
Wow. So we hit time.
Should be 9:48-ish.
Wow.
Like that.
So we hit time already.
Oh yeah.
Dude, we're good at this.
That's what I do.
So everybody watching, I hope you enjoyed it. If you have your own comment, I would really love for you to put it in the comment section because we can go back and watch this, and I'd really love to.
Yeah, I'm
opinion more on
definitely curious to see some of the opinions of this. I knew this was going to ruffle some feathers. I mean, it's guys get very passionate about their beliefs on how something should happen, and
I think not. I know we got to go, but I do think that some of it's tradition. Like it was passed down through, and people have been doing it for 30 years.
Sure.
And passionate. I could see in that, especially those guys.
Yeah.
But in order for us to make our cut, we do have to go.
Yeah.
So, listen, John, we appreciate you joining us. I hope you enjoyed tonight.
More than welcome back.
Oh, yeah.
join us any night, and I mean that. We do every other Monday. You can come any other Monday and join us. We love having more people in on the topics and conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I would love to have you here sitting in a chair live with us one night. That'd be really cool as well.
We'll see that there's a lot of work stuff that is going to be happening here very shortly.
Listen, you just said you want a flintlock. I know where there's deer. I know where there's some deer. All I'm saying.
He knows where there's flintlock parts.
And I know where. But
Right
thanks
next to Big
everybody for
Oak.
watching. We love you guys again, John. Thanks for joining. God bless, and hey, we're gonna cut it out of here, guys.
Thanks
So,
again, John.
Have a great night. We'll see you later.
Later, guys.
Oh, ended. Is that there?